welcome. This is Dogmatic Pagan, and welcome to Week 8. Mental Training and Meditation. This week, we are going to slow things down, and we're going to concentrate on meditation and mental training, which are important aspects of ritual and daily life. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Alright, Week 8, Related Requirements. Number 6, Mental Training. Required reading. Our Own Druidry, page 3738. 3 Forms of Meditation. And Our Own Druidry, 93-99. Druid Mental Training. These are your optional resources. Audio meditations by 3 Cranes Grove, ADF. Go to that website. There's MP3s you can download or listen to in the browser. Meditation for the Type A Personality by Jenny Hunt. Basic Meditation by Brenda Stump. Letting the World Slip Away by Lady Toad. And I'm not sure if those links are still good or not since we moved over to the new website, but you can try it and see. Laughing Meditation by Brandon Newberg. And Anywhere Devotional by Brandon Newberg again. Dual Traditional Daily Devotionals by Tanrini. Sacred Fire Holy Well book. You can find that on Amazon by Ian Corrigan. Train the Mind, Techniques of Trance and Meditation CD audio files by Ian Corrigan. And The Solitary Druid by Reverend Skip Ellison for daily devotionals and the ritual itself. One of the keys to worship is the ability to directly enter a state in which you can correspond with the deities. Meditation is not simply a way of relaxing, but a way of connecting, and the end goal of whatever sort of mental training you do. From meditation to daily devotions, it's that you become aware of the feeling of connection and learn how to use it as a bridge in further ritual work. There are several ways to fulfill this requirement in the ADF, as there are several ways to build mental discipline. Listed here are just a few. Passive meditation, sitting, standing, or laying down, clearing the mind and allowing thoughts to slide through. Active meditation, exercising, running, juggling, doing yoga, working a cash register, etc., in order to induce a meditative state. Guided meditation, you can use a simple guided meditation script that you have prepared yourself or that others have prepared for you. You can find many guided meditations that work in our cosmology, as well as meditation from many voices, both male and female, at the 3 Cranes Grove ADF website. Now, guided meditation, what I did went on YouTube. There's a bunch of guided meditations you can listen to, and those work well. Daily devotions, do a simple ritual each morning or night. It's all about routine. You get a routine going, you'll be good. Daily prayers. Say a prayer on waking or falling asleep or over your lunch meal. Trance work. Induce a trance through any variety of methods. Mantra meditation, in which you chant a simple mantra over and over until you manage to feel the connection. Oracle meditation, pulling a rune, tarot card, or watching the flights of birds in order to gain some insight into your meditation. If you're interested in this particular kind of meditation, check out Deepening Your Divination Practice, an hour-long workshop that will help you move deeper into the world of divination on YouTube. And there's the link. The 2 Powers Meditation, explaining Week 11. It involves using the basic 2-power meditation to connect with the currents of the world. None of these are particularly right or wrong, but every person is different. It's important that you understand that you aren't stuck doing a single method of meditation that may or may not work for you. If you already have a way that you meditate or induce trance, even if you've been doing it for 10 years, it's a good idea to try something different, or to start over with basics. None of us is so good at being mentally disciplined that you would have not benefit from starting over with the basics. Or even our past Archdruid Reverend Kirk Thomas and Ian Corrigan have said they often go back to the basics, very often. And it's very important to remember that the wording of the requirements, building mental discipline, implies that you will be advancing in your studies, and you are thus expected to show that you learned something from this experience. Many people have issues with finishing this requirement because it requires at least 5 months, 23 weeks of weekly practice. No, it does not require that you do this every day, but I assure you that more will be gained from doing your mental discipline every day. To that end, each week for the next 23 weeks, your homework will include a short description of what you've done over the past week. If you do this by the end of this 5-month period, you'll be completely done with your mental discipline requirement, as short summaries are all that required. I don't know. Because when I did my report, I didn't put none of my summaries of my meditative practice in here. So, I don't know, because there is a minimum word requirement. At the end, we're also ask you to write a short essay on this, which will encourage you to turn in. The essay will be mostly to help you see where you've been and where you're going. And we find that people who take the essay option are more likely to come to a solid understanding of their progress than those who do not. Here are some pointers on completing the mental discipline requirement. You can do your mental discipline work once per day or once per week or anything in between. I usually suggest that you start with a higher frequency than once a week, simply because you can then decide if it's too much. You have a way to back off from meditation without accidentally falling off the horse. If you have a 7-day period during which you do no meditation between when you start and when you finish, you will need to restart this requirement in order to pass. Yeah, that was my issue. Sunday night, like crap, gotta meditate, but that doesn't really instill a good meditative state if you're kind of, have to meditate. Your frequency of doing this mental discipline building is also tied to your personal sense of piety. If you find it important to your definition of piety that a person do honor to the kindred each day, then you will need to do that for yourself. If your definition of piety is more relaxed and doing honor once a week is enough, then you might just do it every Thursday, or if you prefer Thursday. We do encourage you to push yourself, though, and go beyond what you might think is necessary. Schedule a time to do this. You'll be surprised how much easier it is to do your meditation or rites if they're set for specific times each day or each week. Try and make the time you do this about the same every day, and you'll start to notice that you begin to get into the mood for meditation around that time too. Set a timer so you don't keep looking at your watch or the clock on the wall. Phase out the timer as you get better feel for how long you've been doing it. Start small. Work with breathing first, and don't worry so much about getting connected. This is all about discipline, so learn to control your body first. Begin with a 10-minute meditation or a very stripped down version of the ritual you want to do. If you try too hard at first, you might accidentally turn yourself off to this completely. As with the above point, the trick is to start small. I did this small. I started working on my breaths, and it helped. If something doesn't work the first time, give it some time. People don't master meditation, ritual, or anything else their first time trying. Besides, if it doesn't work, you can only go up, and it's just putting forth the effort is important for showing improvement. A recommended minimum for this work might be 4 weeks. If it isn't working after 4 weeks of trying, feel free to move on to a different type of meditation. Proper breathing patterns include the 4-2-4-2. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, out for 4, hold for 2, repeat. And 4-4-4, sometimes called a square breathing pattern. Once again, don't give up on the patterns after just 1 week. They take practice. Make sure you're comfortable, but not too comfortable. Sometimes people spend the whole time thinking about how poorly the blood is circulating or about their keys sticking into their thighs, and other times people fall asleep. Get creative in your location. If meditating in front of a blank wall doesn't work, try meditating in front of your altar. If you're having trouble focusing, try staring at the candle flame. If you find yourself too tense, try meditating in the bathtub. If some of those meditations I tried, the guided ones, they take you to some pretty interesting places, so it doesn't really matter what you're standing or sitting in front if your eyes are closed. Make sure you're not disturbed. Inform roommates and friends. Turn off your phone. Put a do not disturb sign on your door. Meditate in the bathtub or shower if that's the only time you can get away from your family. Every time you do meditation or devotional, write down your experiences in the meditative journal. So you got your daily journal, your meditative journal. It could be one journal, just different sections of it, I suppose. Hopefully these tips will help you get started on basic meditation. Homework. Write about how your first week of meditation went. A couple of sentences will work. You might mention the breathing pattern you used, how long you did it, or if anything happened, and any experiences you may have had. Don't get any more personal than that, what you're comfortable being. And only write down what you're comfortable with. See below for a real example of one of the author's meditation journal entries. Also, continue visiting that spot that helps you feel connected to nature. You might make notes in your Dedicant notebook about what you see, or there's animals that appear often, or plants that strike you as intriguing or odd. And there's different information for your meditative journal. Yeah, there's that. So go back to the required readings, 37, 38, 3 forms of meditation, which are right here. So I'm going to briefly do this. So you got, I'll read it to you. 3 forms of meditation. Meditation holds benefit for mind, body, and soul. Research conducted at the Stress Reduction Clinic at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center in Boston has shown that meditation decreases anxiety, lowers blood pressure, and relieves chronic pain. It can be an important tool for controlling stress and negative emotions, as well as helping the practitioner to become more conscious of connections with the deities. Meditation is focusing your attention inwards and allowing your mind to settle into stillness. It is withdrawing your consciousness from the outer, whatever that word is, and bringing it into your inner center. It is the mind's power to hold itself steady. This can be achieved in several different ways. 3 common practices of stillness of mind: moving meditation and guided imagery. There we go. Stillness of mind, moving meditation, and guided imagery. Sorry about that. Stillness of mind. Stillness of mind doesn't happen overnight. It's something that is achieved through much practice. We all start out with busy minds. We all are immersed in busy lives with many things bidding our attention. We become preoccupied with such things as money, food, job, family, hobby, friends, and we forget to quiet our minds. Eventually, we forget how to quiet our minds. Through practice, we can slowly regain control and start training our minds to do our will. To truly master stillness can take years of practice, and although achieving absolute stillness is a lofty goal, just taking the time to try is worthwhile. Any amount of quieting the mind is beneficial. A good technique I have found for achieving stillness is to sit quietly and comfortably breathing rhythmically, and just notice your environment. Notice sounds you may hear. Close both eyes and notice sounds you may hear both close by and in the distance. Notice any smells. Notice what draws your eyes. After a while, you can notice what thoughts, if any, are flowing through your mind and just watch them flow by. In some traditions, no movement at all is allowed. People will be perfectly still for hours, just breathing in and out rhythmically. With practice, you can sit for longer and longer time. Simply sitting quietly like this will lead you more and more towards a serene poise and a quiet mind. Yeah, with my ADHD, I couldn't do that. Even reading this to you right now, this many thoughts are just flowing in and out of my head. Moving meditation. Moving meditations can be just as effective, restful, and healing as sitting still. Moving meditation is all about moving with intention. As you put your attention on how to move, your mind naturally calms. Moving meditation allows you blow that up some. Moving meditation allows you to take part in and notice your actions while at the same time maintaining your inner center and calm. Says Devia, an African-American certified meditation teacher based in New York. You can calm and focus your mind only on the movements you are making, and you block out external distractions. This puts you into a state of mindfulness. With moving meditation, you can bring such mindfulness to any task you are performing, and ordinary events can become profound, sublime experiences. Guided imagery. You can also focus your mind inwardly into a dreamscape that is like moving meditation, except it is happening inside of you, not with your body. Without realizing it, you are focusing your mind in a way that stops the usual mind chatter, and this is what you want to achieve. An easy way to do this is by using guided imagery. Guided imagery is the process of being asked to focus on selected images to achieve a certain goal. Guided imagery can be used in many ways. You can use guided imagery to aid in relaxation, to increase problem-solving abilities and creativity, to promote healing and develop the desired qualities in yourself. Guided imagery depends on using imagination. This can be done in person or by listening to a recording. Imagination is a gateway to creativity, uniqueness, and interpersonal skills. And when the imagination is awakened, worlds open up to you. When you are using guided imagery, make sure you are in a comfortable and safe place, free from distractions. You want to be able to immerse yourself in the inner world of imagination to achieve optimal results. Meditation takes many forms, but ultimately achieves the same results: a quieter mind, a greater mindfulness, and increased awareness. Try it. You'll like it. There's the resources they use, and that was it for that. The second one's $93.99, which y'all can read on your own, but I'll point you to it. $93.99. That's a lot of pages. Right there. It goes over Druidry mental training, how to get started, the breathing, how to practice on your breathing and basic trance work. It goes over the 2-power meditation and the script for it. Gives you a simple devotional for it. Talk about the mist, guided meditation for the mist. Alrighty. So, get out there and start your mental training. It's going to be a long process, but it's going to help you in your personal lives as well when you start doing it. We're making you more calmer, or have you look at things more, deeply than you have before. So I wish you luck. This is Jason, Nomadic Pagan, bidding y'all farewell. Have a blessed day. See you next week.